Alright, here we go. How's it going? Thanks for clicking on the video. My YouTube name is Blastologist. I've been making shorts for several months now of me just playing various first-person shooter games, and been getting a pretty decent amount of views and likes, and I guess it seemed like the right time to actually, record some actual voice audio and I guess kind of explain why I'm doing this and what the purpose is for anyone who might care to listen. I've always played video games growing up and always enjoyed them. I am in my 30s now, and it's a kind of a strange age, when you it's hard to tell people that you like video games when you're in your 30s, because I feel like we live in an age where everything is taken to such an extreme, right? And if you tell people you play video games, they instantly imagine you as just this big dumb man baby living in your mother's basement, filling up your adult diaper, too stupid to work a job or do anything besides just tart out in fantasy anime waifu collector land. And it's strange. I feel like this applies to any aspect in life. You can't just casually enjoy something. If you tell people you like to go out and enjoy the nightlife, you're instantly a raging alcoholic. If you tell people you like to play some poker every once in a while, you're instantly a full-on gambling addict, and there's no hope for you. And your average person, it feels like, can't understand the concept of a guy who works a full-time job, goes to the gym, has a social life, likes to go out and meet people, and then for an hour or two in the evening takes a break from it all and gets to kind of just run around and shoot people with other people who also like video games, and just take a break from reality for a little bit. With that in mind, as at least for me, as I've gotten older, I find it very hard to enjoy things if they don't have at least like a chance at having some financial return. And I'm not talking about if I go on a hunting trip or a vacation or a special event. That's different. But on a day-to-day basis, again, if there's not at least a chance that it could potentially make money, it's hard to do, especially with video games, right? For example, Baldur's Gate 3, excellent game, I think, 10 out of 10, love it. I will never complete it, simply because I, as a working adult, don't have 500 hours to sink into the video game equivalent of Dante's Inferno. So I thought to myself, I enjoy my video games. How can we turn it into a more productive thing, right? And I know a lot of people disagree with that sort of I wouldn't say necessarily a min-max mindset, but I get to, I'm at that point now that we're past the honeymoon stage of this particular game, where it's like, what's the point, right? And I'm not trying to be some YouTube personality. I'm not trying to turn this into a career either. My mindset is that, if I could go and enjoy my hobby and post some clips, I also enjoy video editing, and wake up the next day and pull up YouTube that, wow, it's brought in $20. Well, that alone is more than enough to kind of rationalize this activity. My initial hope was that I could play my game as I normally do. Whenever something interesting happens, I have a button I can press that records the last 30 seconds of gameplay, so I'm not having to dig through tons of footage and remember what happened. And at the end of my gaming session, I just take an extra 10-15 minutes, load the clips into Clipchamp, cut them up, put some video over it, send it, and put it out there. And I'm reaching this problem where it's getting likes and it's getting views, but it's not really translating into subs. And so I asked Mr. ChatGPT, why aren't people signing up? And the way it explained it to me is, clips and triple kills and snipe shots, those are great. But if you don't put any sort of, personality into it, or, something a voice people can latch onto, well, then it's just kind of, they scroll it, they like it, and then they move on and forget about it. So the plan has kind of evolved from just, posting highlights to what we're doing now, where I'll kind of come on here and talk to things. Maybe, I don't know what I'll cover. I can't imagine anyone cares about my personal life, but I would like to think I got a lot of interesting takes on social issues and various things. I'd like to think I'm a pretty neutral, balanced person overall. This is very much out of the norm for me. I've never been one to try to draw a bunch of attention to myself. I've always wanted to live a pretty simple life. I have never really needed vast material objects. All I ever really wanted was, a decent, solid job, decent amount of stability. If I really wanted something, I could work hard and tighten my budget and acquire it. But it feels like the world is changing once again, and decent is now subpar. And unfortunately, if you are working a low skill or I hate that term, that non-skill labor, because I feel like the people that use that term probably wouldn't survive an 8-hour day at the factory where you have to use your body and do math and communicate with people. I feel like, well, I don't want to offend anybody, so I'll stop it right there. But seems like the world's changing, and yeah, decent is just not good anymore. So I've been doing things. I've been looking into the trades. I've been talking with Chat and being like, what's something that is some good manual hands-on labor, but I'm not breaking my back 8 hours a day, but also has some tech aspect to it, because I am pretty computer knowledgeable. I built the gaming PC that I'm doing on this. I've been doing my own video editing, but I don't want to be stuck in front of a computer all day. That's not good for the body either. We're not meant just to sit for 10 hours a day. So I asked it, is there some middle ground, and it's been pointing me into the industrial electrician trade, which I find interesting. So I've been doing that in my work time, and it's just, life is so busy these days. I spend my days working and my evenings doing chores and errands, and so I'm lucky to get an hour or two in the evening where I can, play my video games and take a break from it, which is nice. But again, it's hard, I'm looking at them like, yeah, 'cause I see guys making money doing the same thing I'm doing now, right? They play their game, get a couple triple kills or some, objective captures, post it on the internet. They're getting 20,000 views. I asked the robot how much money that comes out to, and then it's like, this guy could be making anywhere from 500 to an extra 1,000 a month. And I'm like, damn, right? If I could get to that level, then I could probably work my job part-time and then do this part-time and still be able to make ends meet and live a pretty good life. So this is the first one of this. I'm going to try to keep it about 10 minutes. I know it sounds very cheesy, but liking and subscribing is so huge and so helpful, and it's one of those things everyone always says and you kind of roll your eyes, but it is true. It costs you nothing and it generates money. So if you guys would be inclined to hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content. I'm pretty much just going to be doing shooters. I'm not trying to pollute the waters. The AI has told me to keep it in a right direction, and I'm able to play shooters into my schedule because you can kind of get in and out even if you only got 20 minutes. It's fun. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. We'll see how it goes. If it gets a decent amount of traction, maybe we'll put another one out next week. Thanks for listening, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Have a good one.